compilations of old arcade games serve many purposes. One, they reintroduce the classics to a new audience, and two, they illustrate just how bad I am at video games. How many times can Derek die in 5 seconds? Starting now! You know, the whole concept of dying in video games is just stupid. Listen, if I paid for the game, I should be allowed to experience it. Like, can you imagine buying a loaf of bread only to be told, dinner over, before you even got to eat the damn thing? Oh, this whole notion's preposterous. So is this game's name. It's KONAMI Collector's Series Arcade Advanced. There's almost as many words in the name as titles in the game. So this game was sent to us by our good friend Mark from Brooklyn. I was excited to see it come in too. I'm a huge fan of old school everything. My general approach to life is the older the better. Games, movies, cartoons, women, the principle always stands. The only problem when it's applied to video games is old games are f***ing hard. There's balls. As you might have gathered from the title, this is a collection for the Game Boy Advance. Konami released this back in 2002, which was already 11 years ago. It's pretty crazy. Anyway, it comes with 6 classic Konami arcade games. Frogger, Scramble, Gyrus, Time Pilot, some Kung Fu game I can't pronounce, and Russian Attack. And I really like that lineup. You get the big names like Frogger and Russian Attack, as well as some lesser-known classics. Games I'd never even heard of, to be honest, like Scramble and Gyrus, Kung Fu McGee. These are very faithful recreations of the arcade originals, too, built from the ground up for the GBA hardware. Of course, Frogger is probably the headliner. It's also one of my least favorites in the batch, but a classic nonetheless. The Kung Fu game, on the other hand, is my least favorite. It's just a really weird game. I mean, I guess ostensibly it's about timing, but honestly, I'm not even sure. We have an arrow that follows you around, no idea what it means. Nonetheless, this was a very early fighting game, and it shows. This one's more of a novelty than a still playable classic, like the others in the collection. Russian Attack is as awesome as it ever was. It's basically a side-scrolling stabbing game with a Cold War aesthetic so characteristic of gaming in the 80s. And Time Pilot's interesting too. It's a shooter, but it's not side-scrolling. In fact, it's everywhere scrolling. You can fly your plane in 360 degrees and take down enemy fighters. It's freaking hard as hell. But my favorite game in this collection is easily Gyrus. It's like if you took the classic 80s space shooter, but gave it a Tempest perspective. Now, like most compilations, this one only goes as far as its included titles. Frankly, a decade later, having only 6 games on a portable compilation feels very dated. But in 2002, this was a sweet collection. It doesn't save high scores, which sucks, but the games are faithfully recreated. There's some new content and some hidden extras, and this time, no quarters required. Or I'd go broke. It's KONAMI Collector's Series Arcade Advanced.